Empire could still pick it up in the mid lane, but with the Wyvern coming out, with the Weaver as well, these are heroes that can play around it, and this is much better. But picking up the Ember Spirit, this is going to be something that's got a bit of lockdown,
gives them magic damage,
good bit of burst.
They don't want to have like all physical. Yeah, that's a good pickup. Gives them root as well for the Weaver, you know, giving True Sight under that, and it's just a hard to kind of gank hero, especially into Navi's lineup. They have no real safe lockdown. They have Slardar, but Ember Spirit can always kind of like dodge that stun. The Weaver pick though is, you can tell kind of what Navi's going for. They're trying to counter the Lifestealer heavily with their Wyvern pick and with their Weaver. So,
is the Lifestealer worth that much attention though? I mean, he's pretty much just on for the ride. With Spirit Breaker, pops out, does his thing.
I mean, he's your carry though, right? You always want to you want to pick one of your supports and one of your carries to be able to counteract the enemy carry. So.
All right. Although I will say, I'm hyped for the Winter Wyvern Senekio, but I feel like it's kind of a little bit counterintuitive to their lineup because they had some really great wombo combo that we saw yesterday with the Darkseer Vac wall into Slardar stun. But then Winter Wyvern, when she ults, she just kind of like stops that whole thing from going, you know? I mean, but they've got
you use it to set up, you use it to follow up. You're not going to throw them down at the same time.
And we used to see like the Corrosive Haze plus Curse. If someone's Corrosive Haze and they get Curse next to a teammate, you pretty much kill them almost instantly. So there's always like that kind of synergy. And they have the Weaver bugs on top, which don't do damage, but applies more minus armor. So they've got a pretty cool combo coming out here. And they have different options. So it's not like we're all in on Darkseer getting the combo. We can let Wyvern set it up, and then we have follow-up. Different type of aspects for that one.
I like that. Didn't think of it. Nice.
I also like Wyvern defensively into a hero like Lifestealer. Fundamentally, a ton of single target damage coming out. So you see Weaver as a way of being able to survive some of that first round of spells or initiation with Lifestealer in a vehicle. And then obviously the Winter Wyvern as well, being able to freeze and save a target that's being focused down too. So as Fog mentioned, I did like that Ember Spirit pick, giving them another form of damage, but also another vehicle for the Lifestealer to get around.
But now the most important question.
What's that?
Now that the draft is done, who's going to take this first game? I will go first. I think Navi's got a good shot. I like their lineup. I think they're going to take this first game.
Okay, yeah, that's easy. Jack?
That's very easy.
I might have to go back here. I actually like Empire's draft a little bit more. I think everything melds together a little bit better for them. Navi, again, not full combo in that sense, though, not what we saw yesterday. And I think Empire's game plan is very clear. Navi's maybe a little bit more difficult. A lot of the heroes need farm offensive and defensive items and to take objectives. So I actually like Empire's draft in this one.
All right.
Senekio Sarekio. Why taught me Winter Wyvern isn't a bad hero last season on DreamLeague, and now we can live it again. Navi all the way.
All right, it's 2-1. Let's find out what's actually going to happen in the first game of the day. It is Navi versus Empire with Odie Pixel and Fogged.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over to the casting desk. I'm Odie Pixel. We're ready to take you through the first game of the first series today. We've got, of course, Navi up against Empire. We've just seen the drafts. We've just seen the lineups. It's going to be interesting. We're actually having this very exciting bit, of course, at the start, where it looks like none of these guys have brought a battle pass.
I didn't see this yet. This Team Tower Showdown? How does this work? You level up your towers?
Exactly, yeah. So it adds up your battle pass levels, and they get the towers. But apparently, because none of these players have a battle pass, they've got pretty...
Look at all these features. Look at this net worth on the top up here. Dyer's already 40 gold up. Look, we've got Roshan little indicator on the bottom left as well.
Yep, they added it all.
These towers they're golden and shiny and stuff. Oh my god,
I think that we had the level up thing at the start, but that is a pimped out tower.
Pimped tower.
So I think that there was bars at the beginning that said everyone didn't have a battle pass, but I'm pretty sure this is a high level tower from both sides. As we can see, very flashy.
This is sick.
Yeah.
All right. I'm cool. I like both lineups a bit. I think Navi kind of like drafted in like a counter-picking kind of way. After their first opener, they grabbed like the Darkseer Slaughter. They had that idea going, and then they looked at Empire's lineup and they started to adjust. While Empire looked like they had kind of more so of a clear-cut game plan coming into this one. Very aggressive heroes with the Spirit Breaker, with the Ember Spirit, with the Lifestealer. So they have a couple different ways for the Lifestealer to actually have like those vehicles, not only with the support Spirit Breaker Nyx, but also he can jump inside of an Ember Spirit for more massive AoE magic damage, so it's kind of cool. And it's actually, wow, it's Biver, by the way, playing the Winter Wyvern, so it is not Seneko.
Well, we do have the Slardar tagged up as stand-in. So, again, you know, when players do this, I'm never too sure. I mean, I don't know if that is Seneko or is it a true stand-in?
It is Seneko.
It is Seneko. Okay, so apologies for the naming mistake. It is indeed Seneko, but as you said, not playing the Wyvern as we've known him for, playing the Slardar. We can certainly expect to see him come out with big plays, and we'll have very good synergy, of course, with that Darkseer combination that they're going to be pulling out.
Yeah, so it looks like General went for the same kind of thing as yesterday, though. He's versus a pretty tough lane with the Witch Doctor Lifesteal. He can't really like force them out, so he's just going to be full maximum efficiency. He goes for the Iron Talon build, just like last time. He's going to let General just sit in the mid lane and just start that security for Dendi.
Mid lane, charging from a posture, but because level 1, not really a lot that you're going to be able to do here with the Spirit Breaker. To get yourself that second point in the bash before he can really start having his effect be felt. At the moment, the presence of Seneko ensuring Dendi the farm.
I like how much like minus armor that Na'Vi did go for, though. With the Corrosive Haze, they have Weaver, they have Shadow Fiend as well on top, versus like Ember Spirit, who's a pretty low armor hero early on. So it's an interesting little draft they got going for themselves here. But the lanes are going to be a little bit tough for them, but they are doing a good job of adjusting with it, having that greedy Darkseer jungle, and we're going to see Empire make lots of rotations. Since their safe lane is now just Chappy free farming, we're going to see those guys running around mid lane. FN getting some pressure, but should be just fine with that poor man's shield.
And we'll see at what point General turns to lane. I think last time it was when he hit about the level 4 mark, was when we started to see him put a bit of pressure onto the safe laner. So it could be similar, but this time around, Poshka in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'd like to see one of them pulling, though. Like, I don't think you need to commit both supports to just be doing the zoning, because then you get under-leveled on them. So just having one there, sapping the experience is great. And just kind of mirroring the movements from the Slardar, but they do know that something is up, but he is hidden very well inside those trees.
Yeah, we'll be able to get himself close to
General's
level
like,
2.
I gotcha.
Oh.
Spotted.
He's going to be able to charge away.
Yeah.
But that's great news for General, making sure that the XP won't end up being sapped away. And the Darkseer will get the full load of it all. And a nice, well, a little bit of a haste pickup. Yeah, trading a few punches there, Seneko, with Poshka. Won't stick around through it. See where he makes the movement to. It's going to come in on the mid lane. Actually looking for FN. It's going to be able to close the gap. The chains will not hold back the Slardar, but it looks like the raises can't quite come through. Dendi connects one. And it was the long range one. Wasn't able to set up for a double raise. So Ember will survive. And will hand back. Both mid laners using up the salve. Tears at the moment, though, still very much the lead of Dendi. 10 for 5 against the 5 for 1.
Yeah, it's already a pretty favorable matchup for the Shadow Fiend, since you can just burn the shield really easily, and you're a ranged hero with high base damage versus a low armor melee hero, and he's doing great. I mean, he's got his almost max necro stacks already. Bycat getting a lot of pressure down in this bottom lane. Ghostic's getting quite a lot down here in terms of experience.
And not being harassed out of lane at all. Up top, General actually finding himself King R, who immediately just goes for the TP away, and his good job there. There wasn't any points in vacuum, of course, and lightly level 3 on the Darkseer at the moment. 2 points in the shell, 1 in the surge.
It's good that King R actually, he had that TP, but he didn't TP to base. He TP'd to the top tower, so he's actually going to be able to continue pulling and getting experience. I mean, these two supports definitely need to be able to find experience, just because running around is good to put pressure, but you don't want to get so far behind.
On bottom lane, Biver, trying to harass Ghostic back out. Mid lane, Dendi, again, just getting the posture away from the creep wave. Safe lane CS, though, it's going to be a very scary lifestealer. And as talked about in the draft, there's a lot of ways that he can get around the map. The Nyx Assassin, the Ember, and the Spirit Breaker, all going to be pretty perfect vessels for Chappy to jump into. And he's certainly going to hit the item timings here. He's going to go straight for the Midas first this game. And I mean, I guess it's understandable. If you're having free farm, you are going to get it at a very, very good time.
Is that the new? That's the new Lifestealer set as well, right? He's got like a tail and some stuff going on. His rage icon looks different. It looks pretty sweet.
Yes, weird lizard tail. I wonder if he's got the taunt equipped.
He does not. I checked.
Did you just check?
That was the first thing I checked.
Yeah. Bottom lane, Glow Stick, goes for the TP out.
Oh, he's gonna get grabbed
that
up.
crush. That should be your first blood here as Na'Vi looks towards the Nyx Assassin. Pycat moves forward for the kill, and he'll take the goal. Nice little play there, and just great movement from Seneko. That crush literally coming in the last millisecond, it felt that TP out. I thought he even got away. It was that close.
I thought he was getting away as well. Yeah. Very close. Give Spirit Breaker a little bit of farm in the offlane, though, since the Nyx does die. And I mean that's a big kill for the supports on the side of Na'Vi, because General is a bit underleveled, or Seneco's a bit underleveled while running around, but that just gives him a little bit of surge of experience.
We'll shrine up and maybe see where they can make the next play. Still in the mid lane, Dendi farm.
We saw this
Very
yesterday,
good.
right? This looks like a mirror thing from yesterday for FN. He just gets forced out of the lane. Just goes to the jungle as the Ember Spirit. He's got his bottle finished up. He's got his boots, but he's going to be heavily overleveled, or underleveled compared to this Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and he really did catch up in that other game yesterday, didn't he? When
Yeah.
we saw him do this. It's you know, by no means the end of the world for FM when he gets forced out of the lane, but it does mean that Dendi, of course, is going to have an easy time. There's going to be no pressure on Dendi at this moment. Up top.
King R getting around it a little bit. Should be just fine, though.
I'm thinking about it, but General not quite in the neighborhood to back up Seneco. General on his way back to base to refuel.
Yeah, FN seems to have gotten a lot better about his like recovery stuff.
Yeah.
I know in the past people looked at him, he's kind of like a tilt player. He's a very emotional player. And yesterday, you know, after getting crushed in the laning phase, he actually ended up going like godlike in the game as the Ember Spirit. So bottom lane, Ghostic putting a little bit of pressure onto Viper. Here comes the charge coming out from Miposhka.
See if Piper can play as well. This he does have Pycat to back up. Good spike carapace there
Viper's
to try
in
and
some
hold it
trouble
back.
for sure.
Ghostic's also in deep though. Viper, can he keep himself alive? That's the question. The bash comes in and he will lose himself. But Pycat found one kill in return. Is he going to find the other? Miposhka straight with the TP out will make it away. So a trade for a trade, but at the end of the day it's Empire losing a core and Pycat picking up a kill on the Weaver. So I think Na'Vi are fine with the way that gank from Empire turned out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Nick Assassin's almost level 5, so
Yeah.
they get a good amount of experience for that. Biver actually gets experience for the kill too, and right away goes for a smoke now opportunity after that death. He's going to be looking for the hunt, taking a look for where that Ember Spirit's farming, just to not let him free farm in the jungle. They're going to put some aggressive wards down.
Yeah, Ember at the moment down towards the south, so they won't find him. They will see Miposhka coming in from the low ground. It's a pretty tanky hero to try and go on. They'll make a bit of an attempt on it here with the crush, but not enough firepower to bring him down. And now the turnaround's going to come in. Charge from Miposhka. The cast run out from King Art with the Maledict and the bash. That's going to be the slaughter out and down. Denny and Biver waltz across, but nothing they can do to punish that. And this time around, it's Empire punishing a bad rotation from Na'Vi.
General shows in top lane. He's going to get charged.
He's going to need a good few bashes
He's got
here.
a TP up. He's going to try for the surge. The Witch Doctor's there, though.
Yeah, that will cut him off with the cask. Good bounce as well over to the slaughter. They'll turn towards the other target, but now the turnaround, in fact, with the crush and the iron shell.
Nice rotations again from Seneco.
Yeah, it seems both teams just making mistakes that the opponents are quick to punish.
Yeah.
3 for 2. Gold leads still the way of Na'Vi, but only very slightly, as we can see just the 3 cores across the board looking to be up there. Still, though, that Chappie lifesteal is at the top.
And he went for the Midas rush too, so he just wants to just get his farm going before he gets involved. Just Midas armlet, then he can start getting involved. He knows it's going to take them a little bit of time to get their level, so he can be that delivery system.
And just keep himself up with the pace of the farm. Na'Vi has.
I love how it's just like 5 heroes in the mid lane, 3 for Empire, 2 for Na'Vi. They're just trying to secure FN a bit.
FN, as we said, even though it's bullied out lane, still at the moment is very much behind Denny. There's a 1k difference between the mids. But yeah, as time goes past, definitely have the opportunity to catch up if he continues to play as safe as he has.
They have a lot of ways to close the gap onto the Shadow Fiend too, which is always a bit scary for him. Like he's going to have treads, so he's pretty farmed already, but having those, you know, the vehicles for the Life Stealer and also Ember Spirit, like Nyx Assassin, they have so many ways to just get on top of him. So he does have to be a bit careful, and it looks like Ghostic's trying to make that first rotation. Vendetta's online, he's got his Arcane Boots as well. He's going to be getting some valuable information here.
Maybe hoping to find Dendi on low health jungling.
Top lane though, Pycat looks like he wants to put some aggression onto Chappie too. TP top, Ion Shell on him.
Very hard to bring it down. Chappie's going to be fine, backs off. Ghostic, as you said, just giving them the intel at the moment. Not really seeing an opportunity to jump until he gets back up, and back up is on its way. They're looking for the setup, goes for the Vendetta hit, won't connect the stun. The charge from Imposter trying to connect it, but no, the crush, beautifully timed from Seneca, holds them back. And at the end of the day, it's up the General, who actually gets himself a solo kill onto King R.
Yeah, I think it was Pycat with the Ion Shell that just ran on top of him, it does look like. He actually used the swarm, which he just ran on top in general. Actually nuts himself a kill. Chappie getting some pressure on him here, actually being forced to TP out. There's great movement here by Pycat. I love when the chorus, or when the safe laners get involved like this, because then not only are you pressuring the enemy safe laner, but you're also giving one of your supports your safe lane to catch up in levels.
And with that, well, at least the kill on the support and forcing Core out of the lane. Na'Vi with their mid laner, Dendi, up towards the top, are able to push down in tier 1. And Empire won't have any response for it. Ghostic, again, just keeping eyes on them, really wanting to try and make something happen with the Vendetta down. Bottom, Bivo looking for the TP attempt, but the change is there just in time. For Cold Embrace, but no backup from Na'Vi is on its way there. FN safe to Remnant for the final jump, and with the Maledict on him, Bivo will tick out.
Value as well. He's got an Arcane Rune, so those Remnants are going to come back nice and quick. And, Ghostic actually gets a Courier Snipe as it's delivering...
Oh, it's just 145, yeah, must have been just some consumables. Nothing too major. Can they punish him for it? That's the question. Nice stun. Yeah. They line up as they chase him down. And with that in mind, unlikely to be able to get this one. Pycat, not quite enough damage really to go and dive in deep against this Nyx Assassin.
Pycat looks like he's going to be going back for a Midas as well. He knows he has this very farmed Shadow Fiend, but he doesn't want to fall behind a Lifestealer.
See, the next point of call is nearly hitting level 6 on Seneko. Queuing up the tome, make sure that he gets that. Amplify going to make life a lot easier for Dendi and Pycat.
Break the smoke right away. Pycat making a move onto King R here.
See what they can find here. Pycat looking for the Witch Doctor. King R straight with the TP out. So that's going to be mid lane. Dendi's being gone upon. Tried for the TP, but Ghostic in with the stun. The wraparound from FM with the chains. They've taken Dendi. So Nako very fortunate to get himself out in time. Pycat is now going to look to see if they could get some sort of a trade out of this. It looks towards Miposhka, but Miposhka's already out. Chappie's up to the high ground. And Na'Vi using Dendi and unable to do anything in response.
Yeah, great rotations coming in. They're just, like I said, they can get right on top of his face. That's what happens. He tries to go for the TP out, but there's a lot of different types of stuns on Empire.
Yeah,
their draft is really
risky.
good with that. They have Spirit Breakers, Charge Stun, they have Root, they have Witch Doctor Stun, they have Nyx. A lot of different ways to keep him in place.
And with that in mind, starting to see FN catch back up with Dendi. Just about 400 between the two of them now.
He's getting like all the runes, it seems. There'll be some lack of rune control from Na'Vi. They also haven't really been placing Spirit Breaker wards, which we do see a lot of teams do. You're playing for Spirit Breaker, you put like the high ground vision wards so you can watch the charges coming in. But it looks like they just did some lane security wards instead. I guess the bottom one is kind of a Spirit Breaker ward, but...
Let's see.
Dendi farming under vision. They did place that aggressive ward when they did that smoke gank here, so we do see a charge coming out. I think that's just an information charge, way too far to be able to do anything.
I think this about this choice of Dendi rushing the BKB this game. Is that just absolutely necessary against this lineup? I mean, as a Shadow Fiend, surely it never feels optimal to get the BKB first. You don't want to be doing more offensively.
Yeah, I guess since he just feels like they can't really save him if they get on top of his face. Yeah. That's the one thing he really needs to be able to peel off the Lifestealer and stuff, remove open wounds, and not make sure you don't get locked down from the roots or anything like that. So I guess that's just what he feels like he needs. He did have the Dragonlance queued up initially, but now it's after he did die, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go big BKB. It's too risky. King R with a nice D ward here.
FM with the bots pick up.
Another infest gank coming out. There is a sentry though. They do see Ghostic.
Yeah. I know for sure that there's a Lifestealer inside. Not showing anywhere else on the map. To Na'Vi, back away. Willing to be caught out by that movement.
They want to wait for a general to get his mech online. Then they can actually start taking some more fights.
Yeah, very close to having that done as well. This camp should give it to General.
Yeah, he's going to have the mech. He's got level 10, so he's got now Wall of Replica and 3 levels of that vacuum, so they can start going for some slight kind of combinations, but very difficult when you don't have something like a Disrupt or you don't have Blink on Slardar for a very long time.
Of course, we were talking about that the Slardar combination needing to get in position. You do have that Winter's Curse from long range to allow you to close the gap. Also going to be very nice for the setup for the Requiem from Dendi. Just having that perfect timing.
Very even game though so far.
It is at the moment,
literally just dead even.
Yeah.
Even on experience, gold, just completely even across the board. The one thing is Na'Vi does have one tower gotten, and Empire has some pretty cruddy tower hit, if I have to say so myself. They kind of have to just get like a wipe before, or team wipe, or just make some trades for towers to be able to claim those objectives.
To the mid lane, Na'Vi go. This will be second tier 1 for them, almost certainly. The fortification will be popped. Empire not in a position to do anything about this. Simply looking for the trade at the moment. They've got heroes down on the bottom lane, and they will find it. FN to take the tower.
They're going straight into the Roche pit. They've got the bugs, they've got the corrosive haze, and they've got the Shadow Fiend presence. So
they are going to be contested though by the looks of it. The charge is out onto Dendi. They know exactly what's up here, Empire, and they want to do something about it. Chappie leading in for the sidelines. There's the charge in into Dendi. Change comes out from FN as he jumps forward. The Winter's Curse from Biver will be laid down, but oh no! Sort of a miscommunication. The Winter's Curse and the Requiem coming out at the same time, so no damage was done from the Requiem. So a bit of a panic there from Na'Vi. They end up losing Seneko and not finishing off Roshan. A very sort of a brash call to head into the pit, and it does not end up working out.
that anti-synergy right there.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with the timing. I mean,
that happens once,
everyone
though.
just pressing buttons.
You know, that can happen once. Like in the first time, that's all right. I think now they're hopefully going to recognize that. General held on to his vacuum there for quite a while, so I think he actually wanted to go for some type of vacuum combo with Dendi. But Viver jumping the gun a little bit on that Winter's Curse, thinking that his team was just under so much pressure. That was it with the mech as well, and Na'Vi just gets kind of ran at by Empire.
That's got to be worrying for Na'Vi.
It's just very good awareness by them to recognize that Roche.
Ghost Stick finding the setup. Here's the follow-up as well. FN in with the chains. That's going to be the Slardar down. Maybe they can get more. Charge onto General, but they're not going to jump for it. Dendi's being surged up. Na'Vi are going to look to try and punish Empire. Pycat coming in for the sidelines, but Pushka trying for the TP out. And he makes it as well. Very nice change there. I think pretty much cancelling the last attack that Denny would have got through. Keeping Aposhka alive. The Nyx Assassin is out as well as Ghost Stick's quick with a TP. And Na'Vi just can't get a catch onto any of the members of Empire.
Yeah, Empire very good at recognizing that you look at Na'Vi's lineup, they have Slardar stun, they have Vacuum, and they have Curse, and that's their only ways to really stop TPs, not any big stuns or disables. Well, like I was mentioning before, you look at Empires, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of stuns pretty much. It's just much easier for them to get that lockdown. And it makes your Dota, it really does make Dota a lot easier to play when you have a lot of different types of stuns and lockdown in the early game.
Yeah, look at this as well. This Lifestealer is having a pull of a time. Chappie, 9.5k net worth. Very close to having Desolator complete on top of Armlet. Nidus phase at 17 minutes in.
Bottom lane, General, he's got the mech up. He's gonna be brought down here though. Spirit Breaker ultimate.
Yep. That's a dead dogs, yep. Very good combos. We've seen the pull off with this Nyx movement into the setup for the breaker. Pycat will come across and try and break things up. But nothing you can do alone. At top lane, the play being made. They'll move in straight away. This combo, you take Chappie anywhere and he is going to get the kills. And that's before the Deso was out to him. It's on its way out now. But that Desolator, any sort of stun that allows Chappie to get a couple of slaps in, it's gonna tear apart Na'Vi. There are going to be situations where it's going to be very hard for Pycat to get the chance to time-lapse a Shikuchi away. If he's stunned up, they have more than enough damage to bring this Weaver out during the duration.
Yeah, having it. A lot of pro players look at this and it's like you look at the carry and he's sitting at 10,000 net worth pre 20 minutes. That means he's doing a very good job.
He's having
just 164 CS on a life stealer pre at like 18 minutes. You're getting close to that 10 CS a minute margin.
And Na'Vi, they're thinking about Roche again. Denny's into the pit.
They're spotted though.
Actually throws the illusions away here, just heading them straight into the Roche.
Oh, Pycat. Oh man, he's actually forced to use time-lapse already.
But hang on, he set up a paralyzing cask here as it bounced between the teammates. And we'll kind of hold Na'Vi back at the start of this one. Chappie heading forward, scouting out the situation as we see Empire feeling less scared than Na'Vi are. Na'Vi still sticking around in the neighborhood. Both teams very careful about how they go around this. Still no blink yet, of course, on Seneko. He's only halfway there. So not a lot of jump from Na'Vi, and they will hold back. They just know that they cannot go into the pit like they did last time. There's so many ways that Empire can punish it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too risky for them to keep trying to go for that. They should just keep pushing the lanes out as much as possible. Weaver needs to get an item to be able to like have relevant damage in these fights. And here we go. Empire smoked up. Looks like they're trying to make an opportunity.
This could be pretty bloody for Na'Vi unless they are able to turn it around with a combo. And they need to get the timing right this time. They need all the damage they can get. As Empire's cause pretty big. Flame Guard on the Ember. The Armlet on the Lifestealer. You're not going to be blowing up these heroes straight away.
Na'Vi's ready for this one though. They are all there. Smoke comes out. believe it was spotted slightly by the
They
observer.
do have
ward
that ops, yeah. So Empire, I think, should be well aware of this. Na'Vi smoking
They're going
ahead
for it
into the
again.
pit.
Wow.
But look at this position from Empire. They're on the opposite side of the map. They jump in immediately. Wyvern's going to be the first to fall. General tries to go for some sort of vacuum combat, but he gets stunned up. There's the nether strike as well for the Spirit Break. That's 2 down, and they're not done yet. Maposhka charges forward. Good crush for Snake will hold him back, but FN up to the high ground with the remnants. Looking for the setup to catch out the Slaughter, and he's in. He hasn't quite got the mana here for the chains, but he just blocks him up, runs him down with the Flame Guard, the Inner Shadows as well as he ticks down.
Oh, that was a little weird.
They don't actually follow him for this. It's sort of a bit of a mercy there as they let him go.
Yeah, Maposhka's like pinging him. He's like, why didn't you chase that?
But
just wanted to do something safe, you know. They're like, there's no objective, there's no tower to get, it's just a kill. I mean, they probably could have gotten him, but they got what they wanted in that fight. Very nice wraparound and sticking in their positioning.
10-4 for Empire. And yeah, just getting much more control around this Roche pit. I mean, there's only so many times Na'Vi can try and attempt that Roshan.
Now they've got the Midas delivered onto Ghostic, and they've got their secondary urn. Now they have 2. King R and Miposhka both grabbing urns for themselves. Oops. Not the biggest deal, though. Urn's a great item.
Lincoln's nearly done for Pycat. Certainly will save him a lot of single target in terms of, well, just the setup from the Breaker and the follow through from, say, Cask or such. Pycat still needs time. Midas, it will help him scale up if the game continues. But at the moment, Empire just moving at the faster pace. Chappie continuing to maintain
He's a problem.
the top place. Yeah,
Chappie's a huge problem.
massive.
He's going to have an AC coming out within the next like 5 minutes or so, depending on what happens, but that's going to be extremely problematic for Na'Vi.
Yeah, with an AC and an armlet, Pycat is going to be doing minimal damage on this Weaver with the Midas Lincoln's build. No sign of a Deso yet.
And they're feeling, like Na'Vi's feeling super pressured. They're all sitting around the mid lane as a unit, just trying to secure each other just because of the nice smoke ganks that's been coming out from Empire. And Empire, they're happy with this, you know, Midas on Ghostic, they got Midas on Lifestealer, FN's having a great time with his early bots into the Maelstrom. He's going to be pressuring and pushing lanes out.
And still Dendi does maintain the lead over FN. I think keeping very close behind. Maposhka will look for the Shadow Blade to help him really get in on those backlines of Na'Vi without being discovered at the start of each fight.
Yeah, I think Shadowblade's just super core on that hero. I think it's just like be able to set up the ganks on the side of the map. Even in middle team fights, you make supports have to buy reveal all the time, keep them a little bit poorer. Oh, Ivor. Looks like he got spotted. Oh man, he is super dead.
Yeah, he's very, very deep. And as you mentioned it, very, very dead. Cold Embrace not going to save him from the Maelstrom procs, from the Maledict burst. As another casualty on the side of Na'Vi.
Bottom lane, Ghostic set up with the boots of travel coming in from FN. Should be an easy grab if he's got chains, and he does. And
just really nice synergy that we're seeing between the heroes of Empire's lineup. Their draft really working out, the pickup potential being great, and the team fight being strong as well. We're seeing in both ways that Na'Vi are trying to play this game. They're struggling because of the calls and movements that are being made by Empire.
we see a frustration circle being drawn up by Seneca. Lanes that are, they're not really able to push the lanes out. Like the Darkseer's pushing lanes in with the Ion Shell, but it keeps giving them Empire opportunities to make movements whenever Na'Vi does get split up, just because of that nice boots of travel pickup, like you mentioned, on the Ember Spirit.
Once Pycat gets the defusal, he'll...
Pushka, bottom lane, set up for Seneko again. Looks like they're going to go on him right away. Spirit Breaker all coming out. Charge to follow. Cast. Maledict, and that's an easy bring down with the two supports.
It really is. I mean, this is the great thing about Empire's lineup. You can pretty much just, take any two of those heroes, and between the two of them, you're easily killing any one of Na'Vi's at this point. Just so many different combinations of plays that you can pull out with Empire's lineup that Na'Vi...
Pycat
are struggling
trying to
with.
put some pressure onto Chappie. Ghostic in position though here.
That's the stun. Have they got enough damage to bring him down during it? Bam, 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 bam. They haven't. Time lapse is there. Not quite enough. They needed time for one more attack from Chappie. Wasn't there, so Pycat will survive. Bottom lane, General, see if he gets some sort of a setup. There's going to be the boots out straight away. General won't find him quite in time. And
Empire just
yeah,
completely outmaneuvering Na'Vi for the past 7 minutes or so.
they really are.
Ever since Na'Vi kind of got stuck on that idea of we're going to go for the Roshan, it just seems like it's Empire just having the better plan, pushing lanes out better, forcing Na'Vi to split up and just getting those pickoffs with the lineup that they drafted themselves.
Yeah, we kind of... it feels like we're seeing this sort of effect where, Na'Vi had the plan, and then the plan didn't work. They tried it again, and now it's as if they're sort of searching for a backup plan.
Yeah.
What's the play now for Na'Vi? What in their heads, you know, they're thinking, what can we do against this? We're trying to split up a farm. They're just kind of sort of doing their best to catch up with the cause of Empire, but it's not working.
It just seems like they're lacking a lot of direction, and also just feels like they don't really feel like they can do anything versus this massively over-farmed lifesteal when they have super little. Yeah, they have super little disable as well. It's like just the Slardar disable as an actual stun.
And what have you got to go through BKB? Very minimal control,
Holding spot Dendy.
if any.
He has the BKB. He's got his Dragonlance too. He's a little tanky, but if
They
he
can
gets
still
stunned
blow
up,
up very quickly. With
he's
the
gonna get
Deso and the AC, there's no chance for that Shadow Fiend. Much too much damage for the Lifestealer. And that's worrying. That's your top core at the moment on Na'Vi's lineup. Just getting destroyed in a matter of 2 hits.
Definitely a big concern now for Na'Vi. Not really seeing what they can do to adjust here. The Winter Wyvern pick doesn't seem like it's working out too much. You can see the idea that they wanted to go with it, but with the pace that Empire plays and the way that they're moving around the map, it's too hard for them to really be set up for anything, and they just keep getting split up. Here, it's Na'Vi again. They're split up again. General should be just fine, but
It's got the blink. And you know, maybe this point is a lot of eyes on General. We saw him yesterday have an amazing performance, really pulling through for the team and setting them up for success. And they do have that combo. They have the vacuum, they have the Slardar component, and they do have follow-up in the means of the Winter's Curse or getting a good Requiem off.
And he's got Blink now. So this is time for Na'Vi to really try to go for some group thing. But the problem is Dendy does not have souls because he just died. So they have to acquire souls, probably sit behind him with the smoke and hope that Empire tries to go for some overcommittal. I mean, that's what Jack was mentioning it too. That's a big thing that was Empire's, I guess you could say, slight weakness at DAC, but at the same time also their strength. They love to go for these kills, but a team can be prepared for it. And Na'Vi, here we go. They're smoked up.
Let's see what they can get. And leading the way, Suneko. Who's he going to find? Looks to be King R. It's not really the biggest to kill. They would love to get something bigger. Chappie's actually already out with the raised TP. And surely they'll still go for King R. So they should find the Witch Doctor. They do. There's the jump forward. They get the Witch Doctor, but again, Na'Vi would have certainly hoped for something a bit bigger than that. Really wanting to find Chappie, but too quick with the movement out of the lane.
They're trying for the Roche again. They have the level 2 Corrosive Haze this time, so it makes it much faster. But Chappie, he's just walking in. He does not care. He's waiting for some more team support before he really full commits.
This charge pass will catch wind of it. They know that it's low. Winter's Curse will be there in time from Biver. Roshan's down. Denny picks up the Aegis now. Looking towards Miposhka, bringing him down. Takes him out. Denny pots the BKB. Turns towards Chappie now. The chase down is there from Na'Vi. The Diffusal Blade as well from Pycat, allowing them to set up into a second, third kill. FN will get away in time. Pycat actually ends up getting brought down on the way out by FN. But Na'Vi was certainly one of the better fights that they've had so far this game. Securing Roshan, getting 3 kills out of it, bringing down Chappie. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah, maybe a little bit overzealous by him, just wanting to lead the way by himself, but he didn't want them to be able to claim that Roche. I think they could have maybe just fought afterwards, waiting for the respawn of the Witch Doctor and waiting for Spirit Breaker and Nyx to get in position. But you don't want your Lifestealer to be the one kind of leading the way like that. Even though you have Rage, you can still get cursed. So you have to really be careful, because he got cursed, his Rage was on cooldown for 10 seconds, and then that's when he just got brought down. So still needs to watch out for his positioning a bit in that one and just letting his other guys lead the way first.
Oh, Denny's been spotted out. Does have the Aegis. BKB still on cooldown. They might even be able to bring down once here. The Cold Embrace saving him from the Death Ward. Now Na'Vi with the jump forward. General gets the vacuum onto Miposhka. No further control though. They won't be able to catch him out. Miposhka pots the Shadow Blade, turning back into them. Considering can go for anything. Doesn't actually have any teammates around, so we'll have to leave it. Na'Vi keeping the Aegis intact. They're doing their best to get themselves back into this game. Still 15 for 7. Empire with the net worth lead. It's definitely one that Na'Vi can turn back around. As we started to see already, Na'Vi managing to bring a bit of a swing out from that last team fight.
Just a small one, yeah. They had, the initial bring down of the Witch Doctor and everything too. Definitely doing well from the mid lane. General just gets annihilated by the Ember Nyx combo. It's really clever. With the Boots of Travel, you're always able to set ganks up whenever the Vendetta comes through. Pycat looks like he's trying to go for some kind of, not stun of course, but like some kind of lockdown so they have some more control. Not only just for the Ember Spirit, but also very good versus Lifestealer if you get it pre-rage. with that Orchid, but now he switches it up to a BKB instead.
No, I think I like the BKB a bit better. I mean, he knows that if he does get stunned up by the Nyx Assassin, Spike Carapace into Impale, it's going to buy a lot of time for Empire to beat down upon him. And yeah, Lifestealer, Chappie going for the Orchid to almost certainly eventually that Bloodthorn for the side of Empire. Na'Vi, I mean, with that Aegis on the Shadow Fiend, do you think we can expect them to smoke up and try and get something done with this, or are they still looking to just kind of buy time and get Pike out to the next item or so?
It looks more like a farming slash defensive Aegis. I don't think they can really press their press the small Aegis quote unquote advantage, because they're still pretty behind in this game. This is a very tanky Ember Spirit. Even if they're able to get the lockdown on him, he went for the 10 armor, he went for a Shivas as well, so he's got 35 armor already stacked up on him versus that Corrosive Haze and versus the other minus armor, which we've mentioned from the side of Na'Vi.
The Orchid done for Chappie. So we'll have a bit of an easier time chasing down onto some of these cores. Obviously, only one Dundee is post-BKB usage. Na'Vi up towards the top. Maybe see if they can get a response out of Empire here and can go for a fight and actually get something done with this Aegis.
I really like the Orchid pickup on the Lifestealer. It's like preparing for the butterfly, you know, for later stages versus Dendi, because he will probably get one eventually. Also very good versus General. If the Guardian Greaves are down, he's able to get that silence on a Darkseer, can be very crucial. And versus like Winter Wyvern, it just has so many different uses and late game scaling potential.
See what they can have here. They did get the tower. Don't get any kills out of it though. Pycat now with the BKB. Will feel a lot more confident in these fights.
I like that Empire's also making sure that they get farm on all their heroes. We see that Witch Doctor was just pushing up bottom for a couple minutes. The Spirit Breaker's just farming the enemy jungle. They're making sure that they keep a bit network advantage. And oh man, another courier snipe coming out from Ghost Stick.
Did just have a couple of wards on, nothing too major, but extra bit of gold certainly counts for Empire. Mid lane though, Na'Vi will find a tier 2. Empire up on the high ground. See if Chappie wants to go in for some sort of initiation. Highcat picks up an invis, heads back into his own jungle. There are some members of Empire, but already some of them TPing back out. Na'Vi is smoked up. They're looking to fight here with this Aegis.
Yeah, that's a really good opportunity that they took there. They just saw the lanes were being pushed properly with the Aegis. It's going to be getting reclaimed any moment now. Okay. Just did. So at least they claim a tower off of it, and they don't really like get anybody of importance killed. So good usage there. Witch Doctor picking up that -40 respawn and his Solar Crest at the same time. So very lovely for him and versus the Na'Vi lineup.
Yeah, look at the gem armor posture as well. Things a little easier against catching Pycat and against just keeping Na'Vi's vision off their Empire side of the map. As already the de-warding beginning by the looks of it as they take away that ward from the top half of their jungle.
Yeah, it's good to, you know, you lose like a tower or something like that, you usually will expect the enemy team to put wards down. So I like this gem purchase. It's also, as you mentioned, very good versus the Weaver. And just lets them to get onto the aggressive. Since the Aegis was reclaimed, this is Empire's time to go. They're trying to make some moves. Pycat gonna be showing they do have the charge coming out onto Biver.
Maposhka already straight in, ready to focus the Wyvern for the duration of this fight, make it very hard for Biver to get his job done. There's the jump forward. Chappie looks towards the Wyvern first. Denny will get the BKB out, but it just doesn't matter. The damage rips him right down. He will manage to Hurricane Pike himself up to the high ground. Vacuum Wall Crush combo is there. Onto 2. The Sleight of Fist comes down. FM will be able to play his way out of this, but Maposhka has already lost his life. Pycat with his own BKB looking to cause issues for Empire on the back lines. King R just gets himself away. The Vita Restoration enough to keep him alive. Chappie looking to go back in. Good stump from Ghosty. Catches out Dendi. Dendi's down on the Shadow Fiend. Pycat still trying his best to kite out the side of Empire. At the end of it all, Empire do manage to bring down the Shadow Fiend, as well as the Wyvern, and only losing Maposhka on the breaker.
Yeah, they're super happy with that. Chappie's damage in that fight, that just shows how incredibly farmed he is, and great Orchid usage there on the Wyvern instantly as soon as he pops out of the Infest. So already paying in dividends with this pickup. And that ward, you know, having those aggressive wards in the enemy jungle, able to get that charge onto Biver was crucial, so they could have the vision for that engagement.
Snako doing his best to Try and keep these waves pushed out once the pressure's on.
FN is having some crazy rune luck, honestly. That's the second regen he's gotten when he's been like on like very little mana, and then earlier he got like a DD rune. Just having some pretty good RNG for this guy, for sure. Another Infest coming out.
Nice towards the middle, seeing if they can find Pycat. He's already out of there. Despite Carapace, hoping that he would stick around for a Sakuchi on the creep wave. It's not going to be the case. Already back to safety. Still, this Chappie Lifestealer yet to be slowed down at all this game. 35 minutes, 22k net worth, and there's Ghostic. Finding the lead in. Winter's Curse actually just being used to hold him back. And Chappie actually choosing to jump out there whilst the Winter's Curse was on, nearly causing issues for Ghostic. Nether Strike there onto General. Guardian Greaves to purge off the silence. General, he's out of there. The cast will be thrown out by King R. Death Ward as well, cutting into the Slardar, but it's actually Empire. They've already lost 2. They've lost 3. Pycat just running around the back lines, taking them apart bit by bit. FN could be in trouble as well. He's got the Remnant out. Will head away, but Pycat is already there, looking for the chase down. FN will get the blink off in time and keep him safe. There's still one Diffusal Blade charge left. FN doesn't have a Remnant for 5 seconds, but it looks like he will create enough of a distance. So Na'Vi finding back hard and showing that when Pycat is not controlled, he does have a lot of freedom around these fights. With that BKB Lincolns, he can get himself about and do a fair bit of damage with this Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, being able to get into the back lines is great, and also being able just the kite ability onto the lifesteal. Like once his rage is down, he just gets completely controlled. They kind of got a little bit thrown off there. General was pinging and he was trying to get the vacuum coming, but he got orchided and then he Guardian Greaves, and so Seneko kind of had a little bit of a weird stun engagement, but overall it's a great fight coming out from them there. Nice Hurricane Pike from Dendi.
Immediately shoving back the Spirit Breaker. I don't actually have protection out of those 3, so they won't be able to chase him down. They'll look towards elsewhere. FN and King are in the neighborhood, poking for a fight. General coming back across as well. Posture, he'll just charge himself away from this one. They're not going to look to hold on to the tier 2 on this bottom lane. Na'Vi will claim another tower. Pycat gets just the Orchid off. The Na'Vi started to climb their way back in. I've had the last couple of pretty good fights for them. Pycat really stepping up his play. He's up there at the top. Just 2k now behind Chappie. Considering how the early game was going, this has been quite the recovery from this Weaver.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going for that Midas is is definitely working out for him.
Definitely
having like the Lincolns and the Diffusal. Like BKB, his item choices are just great to get into the back lines and just snipe off the supports, be able to bring anyone down and just be durable. It was a great Weaver pickup game, so he is having a great time.
Ghosting now level 20, has that GPM talent, so Aghanim's should be around the corner fairly shortly for him. Only 1,500 down at the moment. Focus once again around the Roshan pit. Na'Vi ready to lead in. Ghostic coming in with eyes onto Dendi. He's got a lot of backup behind him though, Dendi. They've got to be careful how they poke this time. This isn't going to be as easy as a contest around the pit as earlier was for Empire. Na'Vi have really started to manage to get their tools together.
Yeah, Empire has to watch their positioning in these fights. They really don't want to get caught by a multi-man vacuum Slardar stun. FN wants to grab his level 25 as well. He's pretty close, about quarter of the way through his level 24. He's got the Octarine finish as well, so he's going to be getting much more difficult to kill and much higher damage potential.
And Na'Vi do have the high ground. Ghostic trying to do his best to scout out the situation as Na'Vi start to go for the mid push. Once again, Empire on the high ground. FN jumps down towards the bottom. Now with the leader with the chains. Trying to poke Denny, maybe hope to get the BKB out of him. Not going to be the case though. Pycat. Check the swarm out. Ghostic. Wondering if he could go for it, but again with the Solar Crest being thrown down onto Weaver, it's very hard for him to do so. As Empire being very cautious with the way that they want to kick this fight off. Ghostic back up once again. There's the jump. They managed to find the stun. Immediately coming out, but the cold embrace is there. They're going to be able to save one. FN jumps onto the backlines looking for Biver. Denny pops the BKB, gets the Requiem out just in time. But Na'Vi very low. They have to be careful. General gets the 2-man back. Pycat with the BKB though. Again, they're just unable to do anything about him at the start of this. They'll now start to punch into him, but he's got the time lapse. They've already brought down FN, and now the chase begins for Na'Vi. Ready to go for more. Turn around with the Orchid, but he's forced back. Hurricane Pike from Denny will keep Pycat alive, and now he's ready to go back in. Time lapse. Sorry, Sakuchi forward, chasing down the Lifestealer. General surges up the Pycat Weaver. Chappie's trying his best to get out of there. He'll look towards the Ancients, jump himself into the old Thunderhide. There's the burst heal, and it's now the turnaround from Empire. They'll get the two-man stun, the charge forward from Eposhka, bring him by the down low. He'll get the cold embrace off in time. Chappie still needs to be careful. General and Pycat playing around from the high ground. There's the silence. Vacuum to drag him back, keeping him away from Pycat. One more touch will bring him down in front. Oh, coming in with the Carapace. Catches out the Weaver. He's out and down. Chappie will end up finishing off the Darkseer, and I can't believe this Lifestealer didn't go down there. He was getting kited up so badly, but at the end of the day, he survives, and Empire will follow through to take the team fight.
It was like the small little things that actually added up there. The Arcane Boots coming back up from Ghost Stick. The Lifestealer was actually completely out of mana, gets Arcane Booted up. The Carapace that catches Pycat also, because he had an Ion Shell on him, catches General, and then Chappie's able to close the distance on him as well. So the fight just ended up lasting a bit too long, and they didn't have their BKB up on the Shadow Fiend. Slaughter gets killed very early in the fight, and Empire just able to outlast them in this engagement.
Chappie surviving and getting himself the Aegis. Bad news for Na'Vi there, as the lead again being increased. We saw about 2k gap, as I mentioned before, between Chappie and Pycat. Now it's getting close back again to double that last fight.
Yeah, those kind of long fights when you have so much disable, like Empire just able to re-engage, get like a couple two-man stuns, a nice Spirit Breaker charge on two heroes as well, just very relevant. FN gets cursed down bottom. Pretty hard to kill though. Yeah, he should just be fine. He jumps out. He's going to be switching back toward the Manta style to be able to remove the silences. I thought I might see Chappie do this too. He does have a heart queued up in his quick buy just to be more durable, because he has that now 15 armor talent as well at level 25. But I think we might see him trying to switch it up. We'll see how he feels as the game progresses, because those silences are a bit frustrating.
Empire. Bottom lane, thinking about going for a push. They know there's no Winter's Curse for a little bit. Mention being used to try and catch out FN. This could be a good opportunity to put some pressure on. Unless they want to play the slow game and wait for Roshan once again. There's the jump forward. FN getting the vision on the high ground. Follow through stun from Ghosty, but the cold embrace quick from Viber. Dendi, well, we kept alive to start with. Now they're going again with the silence and the damage with his lifestealer. Then he falls low, but he gets the BKB off. Hurricane pikes away. He'll survive. The death fall from the low ground from King R rips down the Slardar. Dendi will pop off the Requiem, trying to force back Empire. They'll look towards Chappie, falling low. The Aegis has been popped. FN jumping forward with the Remnants, but the cold embrace is there from Viber. Dendi kept alive. FN falling down low. They've lost a second here onto Na'Vi as Empire just close in onto the high ground. Finding 3, opening up the space and pressure to push in onto the tier 3. Pycat, can he do anything about this? He'll silence of Ghosty, but Ghosty with the Yules to move it off, and now the chain stuns onto Pycat, ripping to pieces. It's a great vacuum wall, but there's no follow-up. He'll get the illusions out. There'll be buybacks from both Pycat and Dendi for this defense. As they look to force Empire out of the base, can they find the kills to punish it? Ghostic with this Aghanims though being a huge issue. Burrows in, the Spike Carapace, the Impale as well from a mile off, making it very hard for Na'Vi to come forward. And with both of their big cores buying back for that, they cannot afford to lose them again.
That's so scary though. Like you obviously want to cold embrace your Shadow Fiend there just to be able to like save him, but it kind of sets them up to be able to get those chain disables on him. Then he can't pop his BKB. They can just turn on him and almost kill him instantly. That was a really nice vacuum combo into a 3-man stun coming out from Na'Vi there, but overall Empire is just too tanky, too much durability coming out from them, and they thrive on these longer type of team fights with this Nyx Assassin, as you were mentioning. He can just sit in the back line, break the Lincolns over and over again with mana burn, get like 2 or 3-man stuns with the Impale, and he's so durable.
Very, very hard for them to deal with. And as mentioned, durability. Chappie with the heart complete. 20k gold lead now for Empire off the back of that very successful push and fight. Na'Vi needing something special to bring this one back round. They need that combo and they're going to look for it. Straight up with the smoke, ready to move out. Can they find the play that they need to bring themselves back into this game? 20k down, Iraq's gone as well. They need the perfect initiation for General. He's got to grab 3-4 heroes at least.
This feels a bit desperate.
Yeah.
That was a really big turnaround there from Empire in that base siege, forcing 2 buybacks. Here we go. Will not be able to find it. Ghostic does scout them out, though.
Here we go. Who's going to be the first to jump? There's Ghostic in with the 2-man stun. That's not how Na'Vi wanted to start it, but General posts the BKB. Winter's Curse will hold back FM for the time being. Chappie takes off the bug. Dendy posts the BKB. They turn around there with a vacuum out wall, but already they've lost the Slardar. Dendy trying to get himself out of this one, but Mimposhka forcing him to back up. Dendy looks for the ult. Will be successful. Hurricane pikes himself away, but he's been silenced up. The change combos there from FN. And Na'Vi, they've lost 3. And this could be it this time round. The last fight, their last ditch attempt, as we mentioned. You know, Na'Vi seeing if they could have a chance. But I think this one may all be over now, Fogged.
Yeah, I do believe so too. Ghostic, nice little smoke break there, walking up, getting a beautiful impale. This the amount of lockdown, the amount of stuns that Empire really does have is such a problem for Na'Vi. They have like the BKB, but Dendy, like you said, going for that BKB very early, it got whittled down to 5 seconds. They have so much durability and just different ways to keep us re-engaging the fight, and it's just Empire coming in big on this one.
Yeah, very impressive showing here in this game 1 Empire. Viver is being bullied into the base. Pycat trying for a bit of split push pressure.
Oh, it's GG. They're just going to take the throne.
They're onto the tier 4s. Look at the throne. They'll have one more fight, maybe, by the looks of it, but it will be without Dendy. See what they can do with the 4-man up. The Na'Vi try for something, I mean, it's pretty much impossible. Ghostic's there guarding the Ancient General. Goes to the 2-man back. Winter's Curse as well, but Chappie, he actually managed to get himself away from it, straight in onto the Slardar. Cold Embrace will buy some time for Biver, but Empire, they'll just turn their attention back towards the Ancient. Death Ward brings down the Slardar. The Ancient, it's gonna fall. And GG will be good. What's up with teams doing this? I see this. Why do people pause when GG's about it?
FN left. I think he expected them to call
I
GG.
left.
Yeah,
that
I think
it.
it was like he was expecting the game to end. So he usually leaves and just gets himself into position.
The
Right? But that's a very
reverse
FN
rage
thing.
quit. Yeah. Well, there we have it. Empire